concept of sensitivity has started to make headlines. This specific personality trait was first researched in depth by Dr. Elaine Back in 1991. Her groundbreaking findings, published in various articles, and her seminal book, The Highly Sensitive Person, have changed the way we understand ourselves. However, despite this progress, Dr. Aaron states that sensitive people are still often considered the minority. She emphasizes that culture plays a massive role in how sensitivity is valued. In cultures where toughness is the ideal, highly sensitive people tend to suffer from low self-esteem. We grow up being told, "Don't be so sensitive," or "You take things too personally," until we start to feel like there is something fundamentally wrong with us. I am here to tell you today that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. In fact, your sensitivity is a gift. We want to raise this issue and help promote more acceptance, love, and understanding toward highly sensitive people. Did you know that approximately 70% of the introverted population is made up of highly sensitive people? While not all introverts identify as sensitive, and not all sensitive people are introverts, there is an overlap between these two traits that is too important to ignore. So, how do you know if you possess this unique wiring? How do you know if you are part of this special tribe? Let us walk through 8 signs that you might be a highly sensitive person. Number 1, you feel deeply, and you tend to be more emotionally reactive than those around you. Have people often described you as deep or intense when you share your thoughts? If so, you might be a highly sensitive person. We tend to feel things on a level that others might not access as easily. We are naturally inclined to react emotionally to situations because our hearts are wide open. Dr. Ted Seff, the author of The Highly Sensitive Person's Survival Guide, writes that sensitive people like to process things on a profound level. You are likely very intuitive, constantly going deep inside yourself to figure things out. You do not just skim the surface of life, you dive into the depths. Overall, this makes you incredibly empathetic. You care deeply for others. When a friend is having a tough time, you do not just hear their pain, you feel it. It is as if the boundaries between you and them dissolve for a moment. While this can be exhausting, it is also what allows you to be so open-minded. You can easily put yourself in the shoes of another human being and understand exactly what they are going through. That capacity for empathy is what the world needs more of right now. Number 2, you prefer to exercise alone. Think about your relationship with movement. Do you love the idea of a crowded gym class or a competitive team sport? Or does that sound like a nightmare? Highly sensitive people often avoid team sports because they feel uncomfortable with an audience watching their every move. The pressure of performance, combined with the noise and chaotic energy of a group, can be overwhelming. According to Dr. Zeff, the majority of highly sensitive people gravitate towards solitary sports such as running, hiking, or bicycling. There is a reason for this. These activities allow you time to reflect. They get you away from the overstimulating environments of daily life and into a space of rhythm and peace. As you pedal your bike or walk up a trail, you are not just working on your fitness goals, you are processing your day. However, this is not a hard and fast rule. In some circumstances, sensitive people may enjoy team sports, especially if they were raised by parents who provided a supportive, non-judgmental environment. If you were encouraged by a nurturing family and good friends who made you feel safe to fail, you might find yourself flourishing in a team setting. Nurturing one's sensitivity is the key. When you feel safe, you can take risks. But generally, your sanctuary is found in solitude. Number 3, it takes you longer to make decisions because you are deeply concerned about making the wrong one. Do you ever stand in front of a restaurant menu and feel a rising sense of panic? Everyone else has closed their menus, ready to order, and you are still reading the descriptions, weighing the pros and cons of the pasta versus the salad. When you are sensitive, decision-making takes time. This is not because you are indecisive or incapable. It is because you are processing so much data. You have a tendency to weigh every single option provided. Even if you have a good idea of what you want, you cannot help but think about the what-ifs. You explore the possibility of other dishes, imagining the taste, the texture, and how you will feel afterward. This applies to the small things like dinner, but it hits even harder with the big things. When it comes to life-changing decisions, like where to move, which job to take, or who to date, you may often feel paralyzed. You are able to imagine the various potential outcomes from each possibility so vividly that it becomes overwhelming. You want to make the perfect choice to avoid regret or discomfort, which can lead to a state of analysis paralysis. Number 4, you pay attention to subtlety and small details. You are the detective of the emotional and physical world. In general, you are incredibly sensitive to changes in your immediate environment and the people who surround you. You are the person who notices that your coworker has painted their nails a new shade of coral. You are the one who spots the tiny crack on a lamp that wasn't there yesterday. When you identify as a highly sensitive person, it is almost impossible for you to miss these subtleties. You are prone to reading between the lines. You notice a slight change in a friend's tone of voice that signals they are upset, long before they say a word. You notice the way the light hits the trees in the afternoon. Because you have so much welling up inside of you, you make it a habit to notice things, because everything affects you strongly. You are constantly absorbing information through your senses, creating a rich, detailed tapestry of the world inside your mind. While others might walk through life with blinders on, you see everything in high definition. Number 5, you are highly conscientious and have extremely good manners. When you are highly sensitive, you care deeply about how you present yourself and, more importantly, how your actions affect others. You are naturally considerate of other people's needs. You want to move through the world in a way that creates convenience and harmony, rather than causing trouble or discomfort for anyone. You are the person who puts a lot of effort into even the smallest actions. For example, when you are shopping, you will walk all the way back to the correct aisle to put an item back exactly where you found it, simply to prevent troubling a staff member. You are the type of person who always thanks the waiter sincerely at the end of the night and leaves a generous tip because you understand how hard they are working. It leaves you feeling physically uncomfortable when you realize you might have been rude or dismissive. You hold yourself to a high standard of kindness because you know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of harshness. Your manners are not just rules you follow, they are an extension of your empathy. Number 6, you are prone to having anxiety or depression, especially if you have had negative past experiences. This is a tender point, but it is an important one to discuss with love. If you are a highly sensitive person and you have experienced a lot of negative events or trauma in your life, you may have developed anxiety or depression over the years. According to Dr. Aaron, this happens because your nervous system often operates in anxious mode. Your system is designed to be a finely tuned alert mechanism. It is meant to alert you to potential danger, changes, or threats when you do not feel safe in your environment, or when that alert system is triggered in abundance. It causes you to stay on edge for long periods of time. This is why it is so crucial to have parents and caregivers who nurture your sensitivity with just the right amount of care. If you were made to feel ashamed for being sensitive, if you were told to toughen up or stop crying, it prevents you from understanding and using your sensitivity in a productive way. You start to view your nature as a flaw. On the other hand, if you were protected too much because of your sensitivity, it may cause you to have difficulty making transitions in life and adapting to new situations. Finding that balance of acceptance and encouragement is vital for your mental health. Number 7, violent or horror movies are absolutely not your cup of tea. We live in a culture that loves a good adrenaline rush, but for you, it is a hard pass. When you are highly sensitive, you are overly stimulated by violent or horror films. While sensation seekers might get a thrill from the fear and the gore, you absorb it as if it were happening to you. Because of your high empathy, watching violence feels visceral. It stays with you. You might see a scary image and be unable to get it out of your head for days or even weeks. It disturbs your sleep and your peace of mind. I want you to realize that there is absolutely nothing wrong with turning down a horror movie night. You are not being boring or a chicken. You are practicing self-care. Your nervous system will be much happier that you did what was best for you. Protecting your energy and what you allow into your mind is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Number 8. You work surprisingly well in team environments. This might seem contradictory to our earlier point about exercising alone, but hear me out. When you are highly sensitive, you tend to be a deep thinker. This makes you an incredibly valuable person in team settings, even if you are not the loudest voice in the room. You are able to analyze situations thoroughly. You can figure out how everyone's unique strengths and talents can be used to help the team work more efficiently. Because you are so tuned into the emotional dynamics of the group, you can sense when someone is being left out or when tension is brewing, and you can help bridge those gaps. In addition, you are excellent at identifying the pros and cons when it comes to decision making. However, you may not be comfortable with being the person in charge of making the final, high-pressure decisions. Instead, you may prefer to play the role of the negotiator or the facilitator. You thrive in positions where you can help facilitate discussions, rather than being the person who has to take aggressive action. Still, with the right amount of encouragement and good practice, highly sensitive people can make exceptional leaders. Your ability to empathize with your coworkers and keep an open mind when problem solving creates a work environment where people feel heard, valued, and respected. And that is the kind of leadership the world is desperate for. As we reflect on these 8 signs, I want you to take a moment to look inward. Would you consider yourself a highly sensitive person? Did you find yourself nodding along to these points, feeling like someone was finally describing your internal experience? If you did, I want you to take a moment to honor that. Being sensitive is not a flaw to be fixed. It is a beautiful, intricate, and powerful way of existing. Your sensitivity allows you to experience the world in high resolution. You see the beauty that others miss. You feel the love that others overlook. You bring compassion, thought, and depth to a world that is often rushing too fast to notice the magic. There will be days when it feels heavy. There will be days when you wish you had a thicker skin. But I promise you, your soft heart is your greatest strength. It is the source of your creativity, your intuition, and your connection to others. Do not let anyone dim your light or tell you that you are too much. You are exactly enough, just as you are. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree with these points? Do you have other experiences or struggles as a highly sensitive person that we didn't mention today? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. We are building a community here of people who support and understand each other, and your story matters. If this video resonated with you, please consider giving it a like and sharing it with a friend who might need to hear this message. Maybe they have been feeling misunderstood, and this could be the validation they need. Don't forget to subscribe to Happy Aura for more content designed to help you understand your beautiful mind and live a life of peace and purpose. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, and for being your authentic, sensitive self. Take good care of your nervous system today. Drink some water, get some rest, and remember to be kind to yourself. We will see you in the next video. Sending you so much love and light. Goodbye for now.